Good day. I am Zarina Mendoza and my topic is about ways of presenting the positions and format of the vertical analysis, particularly common sizing of balance sheet and income statement, and the growth potential of the entity in a strategic financial plan. The learning objectives of this lecture are to know the positions and format of common size statements, balance sheet and income statement, and the growth potential of the entity in the vertical analysis part of the plan. Also, we are expected to learn how to present the interpretation and analysis of common size statements and the growth potential in the vertical analysis. But before we proceed on my lecture, let's just have first a recap of the discussion we had with the previous lecturer. Anna Marie discussed the ways of presenting the vertical analysis of turnover and rate of return in the financial plan. It is important to have this analysis because it can be used by investors to measure the effectiveness of a certain entity in converting their assets into revenue. With this, they can formulate a wise investment decision. In a financial plan, analysis of the financial information obtained from the financial statements of the company is a must. Such analysis can be done through the use of different financial tools, and one of which is the vertical analysis. Common sizing is one of the ways of using this tool that is very effective in presenting the financial details of the entity, such as growth potential. So now, let's refresh our knowledge regarding this topic. Let's start with the definition of the vertical analysis. Vertical analysis is a financial tool that involves computation of accounting numbers in a single period financial statement. As I've said, there are different ways to do vertical analysis, and one of which is the common sizing. Common sizing is a vertical analysis that shows percentage relationship between items in a financial statement. It is an ideal tool to be used for intercompany and intracompany comparison. Common sizing is applicable in all types of financial statements, but it is commonly used in balance sheet and income statement with the total assets and net sales or revenues as their base items respectively. For you to come up with the common size figures, we have here the formula. Amount of line item over the base amount. According to Dr. Casurao, common sizing is best presented along with the financial statements in part number 8 of his format of the strategic financial plan. Also, it is important to include only the percentages. When it comes to their interpretation and analysis, we should include the relationship of accounts and the cause and effect of percentage of each account with that of the others. For an illustration, I have here the 5-year common size statements of the Wintech Energy Conservation Incorporated, both financial position and income statement, made by the PLM FTM students last February 2018. As you can see in the table, they only indicated the percentages. While in their interpretation and analysis, they also followed the format being provided. And this is the common-sized income statement of the same firm. And lastly, growth potential. Growth potential is a mathematical probability that shows great opportunity for overall profitability. According to Dr. Casurao, there are steps to be done to come up with the growth potential of the entity. Number 1, you have to determine the net of retained earnings minus dividend payout, if any. Number 2, divide the net retained earnings by the total assets And last, describe the resulting quotient converted into percentage as the growth potential of the entity. I have here an example of the growth potential of the same firm. As you can see, the interpretation and analysis followed below the table. In the first paragraph, you have to show the interpretation only. While in the second paragraph, you can do now the comparison of growth potential and the industry ratio. And in the last paragraph, you have to show the causes of the findings, why it is considered favorable or unfavorable. To summarize everything, in presenting the vertical analysis, particularly common sizing and the growth potential of the entity, make sure to put them where they are best presented in the financial plan for you to have a more meaningful interpretation and analysis. Also, interpretation and analysis must be aligned to the format being provided for you to come up with wise financial decision and of course plan. And that's all. Thank you for your listening.